Shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned this truth from, and a shalom to the 130 elect, the 144,000 chosen, and the hopeful elect, learning and speaking this truth on their harps to the four corners of the earth, bidding every elect, hopeful elect Israelite to the marriage. This is going to be a quick lesson. I just wanted to show that this is an Idumean, a so-called white man, an Edomite. This is Mr. Harry Kissinger. I'm probably going to do this little lesson in bits and pieces, but I wanted to show you guys. Look how this man is spoken about by the U.S., the media, the powers that be. This guy's like, he's like one of their high-end elites, right? So Harry Kissinger, former Secretary of State, whose complicated legacy shaped decades of U.S. policy, has died at age 100, right? So this is how they talk about him. He had a complicated legacy. It was complicated. That's the word they use, right? So look at this. I think there was Salaki. Just give me a second here real quick. There was something else up here, I believe. No, I missed it. But it was going into his how many people he's killed, or he was responsible for dying. I want you to look at some of the comments on this. This dude living to 100 is making me question if karma really exists. 267 likes, 42 replies. Just like the Iron Maiden song says, only the good die young. All the evil seem to live forever. 346 likes, 40 replies. There should never be a statute of limitation. Look at this. There should never be a statute of limitation on war crimes. He should be judged by his victims. And there isn't. Let's get that. What is it? There's a couple of them. Let me see. We'll do, was it Isaiah 14? Prepare slaughter. This is one. So this is one. All right, Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise and possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities. Why? Because this is what you get, man. You get people like this in this particular seed line known as Esau, Edom. This is what they do. This is the result. This is the evidence of the great sword, the sword that Edom was given. Let's go into that real quick. By thy sword shalt thou live. Okay, so this is the blessing spoken over Esau by his father Isaac, when Isaac was speaking the blessing over Jacob and Isaac and Jacob. Over Salakia. When Isaac was speaking his blessing over his two sons, Jacob and Esau. And right here, this blessing, Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated, let me go back, the other one. Let's go look at this, I believe. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And this is what they are experiencing now. And of the dew of heaven from above. How do they get the fatness of the earth? By thy sword shalt thou live. Verse 40. Okay, and then in I believe it's Revelation. Yeah, it's Revelation. A great sword was given. A great sword was given, right? And they were able to take peace from the earth. Okay, 6:4, Revelation. And there was another horse that was red, and this red horse is symbolizing Esau. Esau is red. Esau means red and wasted away. The red dragon mentioned in Revelation 12, the seven-headed dragon with the 10 horns. That is talking about the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire was ran and controlled authored and established by the Edomites. And and there was war. It's Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Well, what's this great sword? His great sword is his weapons, his bioweapons, his ICBM missiles. They are the first, up till today, they are the first group of people on earth. They are the first nation on earth to ever have used an atomic bomb. Prior to, when was it, Hiroshima and Nagasaki? If you study human history, mankind has never been able to kill, I believe, 200 to 250,000 people died instantly or within a week or two of those two bombs being dropped. If you go back in history, I believe there is only one situation in history where that many people died. I believe it was 180,000, and that was at the hand of an angel. One mighty one in a chariot killed 180,000 heathens that had come up against Israel. And that's a lot of people, but that's an angel, man. That's a chariot. Mankind hadn't had that kind of power yet. Fast forward to the future, you got Esau dropping, you got America. That's the narrative. You have America dropping an atomic bomb twice. Little boy and Fat Man, I believe it was. On look at this. Look at the numbers. Let me see how many were killed with Fat Man and Little Boy. Let's just try that. Let's see if this. Boom. Okay, counting the dead at Hiroshima. Okay, let me see. Counting the dead. Let's see. Let's just try this. Let's see if we can pull it up. I'm just trying to show you some. These types of numbers were unheard of prior, before. So they're saying 70,000 at Hiroshima and 40,000 at Nagasaki. Come on, man. So that's 110,000 earliest estimates. I've read 2 to 250. Now this one is saying 110, even though that's still a lot. Okay, let me see. Leading to the conclusion that perhaps as many as 200,000 of Hiroshima's 340 residents perished, which that's more realistic. Because you know how they do. They don't want to tell you the truth about stuff. They want to boast and brag and claim to be moral, but they always hide the reality. That estimated that the dead and wounded might exceed 100,000. Of course it did. This human beings, people have never had this kind of power before. So this identifies this. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. For those of you who are doubting or thinking that we are picking on the so-called white man, what other race has been able to kill this many people in war with their technology? I'll just leave it at that. What have the Chinese, who are known as Moab, have any of the Hamites, the Africans in Africa, have they done it? What about the Israelites? And I'm going to say that because you guys think the Latinos, all the Latinos in Central and South America, Mexico, have they been able to do it? No, they haven't. The only other people group who people don't view as Edomites are the Russians, Gog and Magog, and they are Edomites, but they don't share the same mindset as Esau over here in Europe and America. They have these type of weapons, but they haven't used them on anyone yet. So until today, 2023, no one has ever used an atomic bomb except for Esau. So this proves, or I'm going to say, I'll be fair for some of you doubters, for the Europeans, no one has used an atomic bomb up until this day and killed that many people except for the Europeans, right? The so-called white man. And what does this say right here? And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. This lines up with what's said in Genesis about Esau having a sword, right? So, go back to here. Look at this. He survived for decades on infant blood and Cheetos. That guy's he's somewhat being He's somewhat being funny. What does he mean by infant blood? Does he mean by infant blood being shed in the streets? Yes. But do you also think he's talking about their secret occultic practices? I believe so. And is that far-fetched? No, not Cheetos, no doubt. All right, so look at this person. Oop, someone said it, adrenochrome. So what is that? I think the only place you can get that stuff is in the adrenaline gland of living human body. Wow, see, everybody's going into this, right? They're talking about this, but what's the precept? Let's get it. This is not far-fetched, you guys. Wisdom of Solomon, the Feast of Blood. Look at this, man. This is not the Feast of Blood. This is not far-fetched. Look at this. So we're going to go into Wisdom of Solomon 12, 5. Also, okay, let me go back one. I think it gives you a little bit better. Yes, and then let me see if it's another one. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 12:3. We're going to go forward. For it was thy will to destroy by thy hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land. It's talking about other nations, right? Other wicked heathen nations, the Canaanites, all that stuff. Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. Whom thou hatest. Why? For doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. Verse 5. And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. I believe one more verse. Verse 6. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute for hell. This is going to child sacrifice. It's going to human sacrifice. It's going into blood drinking. And unfortunately, we ourselves also started participating in this wickedness when we began to cast or pass our own children through the fire of Molech. That's one of the major transgressions / abominations that we Israelites were participating in. And it's one of the, I believe it's when the Most High said we caused an anger, a fire. Let me see, a fire in mine anger, that will burn forever, We even started doing this wickedness, man. I think this is it. Salakia if it's not, but okay, Jeremiah 17:4, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and it will cause thee to serve thine enemies. I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Now let me see if it's the hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, let me see if it's one more. The sins of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their hearts and upon the horns of the altar. So we all were doing this, but this particular prophecy is directed at us, but it's all 12 tribes, but it's directed to Judah, the southern kingdom. With their children, remember their altars and their groves by the green trees upon the high hills. So we were sacrificing our children, man. O ye mountains in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasures to the spoil, and the high places for sin throughout all thy borders. And now even thyself shall. So this was our punishment. Let me see if I can find one more. Hold on, just Salah here really quick. Let me see. The fires of Molech, fires of. Let me see if I can find that one. And thou shalt not let any of the seed pass through. So this was obviously it's a law, Leviticus 18:21. And thou shalt, and this is, I'm reading this because this lets you know this was going on. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. What the fuck, man? Burning our children, our living infant newborn babies, bro, on a set of iron hands that are over a fire, sizzling like a steak, bro. Like, oh God. And the cries, this is what they would do. They would put these babies on these frying hands of Molech, and they would have alcohol. They would be drinking wine to get drunk, and they would have music being played to muffle out the screeching screams of the children as they would lay these babies on these fucking frying pans. Just imagine an infant. They already cry, bro. And you're going to put that soft skin of that baby on that frying pan, and that thing's just going to go, ah! And the scream that's going to come out of that child, like the shock that goes through its system, like, what in the fuck are you doing to me? And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. There neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh. Let me see. So I don't want to. You see that it's a reality though, just by the fact that that law is mentioned. That obviously it was something not to do. So, and again, one more time, let's go into the Wisdom of Solomon. So people were doing this. And also, this is Wisdom of Solomon, verse 12:5. And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. Okay, this is what they do now. Every ruling power always takes on the practices of the left hand of the nation that they conquer. Because human beings cannot rule without some form of power. So Israel, the Israelites, the elect, the elect of Yasharallah are able to rule how? On the right hand, under Yahushai, under the chariots, by observing the laws, statutes, and commandments, and the feast days, and writing down and recording the prophecies, and being obedient in relationship with their power. All the other nations, including the wicked, they cannot rule unless they are connected to the left-hand side. You have to have some form of spiritual power to dominate and to rule and to lead the earth. And all the other heathen and the wicked, when they have ruled on the left-hand side. They didn't just rule as human beings. They ruled having occultic power on the left-hand side, and that's how these motherfuckers rule. They do not rule on their own whiteness like they tell everybody. That's all bullshit, man. They have to have power from the left-hand side. They can't get it from the right-hand side because they're the wicked. Yahweh is not speaking to them through Yahushai. Yahweh is speaking to them through, as Yahushai gives Satan, the left-handed prince demon, on the left-hand side, he gives him orders and tells him within the boundaries of what he speaks, and then Satan comes down and deceives and leads Esau, and Esau deceives the world, right? And the elect are called out of that nonsense, and the 1/3, the hopeful elect that are listening to the elect speak, that whole group is coming out of that. The rest of the world is caught up in this madness, all right? And you see the things these people are doing. These are not good people. They've never been good people. They've through their another part of their sword. The other facet of their sword, not just their weapons, is the media. Through their media and their deception and the way they spin and forge lies, all right? They are able to make themselves out to look like they are the good guy by covering the faces of the judges, Job 9:24, and by making Hollywood movies out of Hollywood, where they show you all the characters of being Edomite people, right? And then them changing their name in the 1680s to white, and then reclassifying us as black and all the Latinos and the Native Americans as black, and putting that byword on us, right? And then using the media to always show you negative images of Israelites, negative images of dark-skinned people, and then always showing you positive images of unmelanated people, so-called white people. They've been able to cast this covering over the earth where they are the good, righteous, intelligent, smart, beautiful people, and everyone else that's brown is bad and dumb and needs to be oppressed by them. And these guys have gone all over the earth fucking killing everybody, murdering everyone. Look at the comments. The world is a slightly better place now. These are you guys. These are Edomites. These are predominantly just normal, random Americans commenting in what the little bit that they're able to see now, the little bit that they know. They're not able to speak according to prophecy, right? But they know that this is them all confessing. This is them admitting that something's wrong. And so and what's crazy too is these people think they're separated. They think they're not connected to him. You can't separate yourself from your nation. They're the same. They think that's the insanity of the American people. Republicans and Democrats, Christians and Catholics. They think that they're not connected to their own elite, and they are. So I just wanted to touch on this really quick. Just pointing this out. Let me see that one. What's the one precept? To rejoice to see the death of his enemy, and we'll just rejoice to see the death of his enemy. Let me see if that pulls it up. No, it's not. No. Dang it. It's in the to see the death of his enemy. You guys know what I'm trying. It's in the Apocrypha. To see. Why won't it to see the death of his enemy? How is it pulling? Wow. No. That's very upsetting. Because there we go. Damn. Oh, snap. Well, that's not it either. Rejoice not over my greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we all die. So, I am not pulling that one up, man. That sucks. Yeah, that's not it either. Salaki on that. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to talk about this. I saw this guy come up. I'm like, did he die? Yes, he did. He's dead as a doorknob. And, so yeah, and just with that, just want to say, here we go. And I just want to end this lesson with that. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the 144,000 chosen and the hopeful elect, man. Learning this doctrine, seeing and learning about the nations. The covering cast is being lifted. The covering that's been cast over the nations is being lifted, and now we know who people are according to biblical prophecy. We know their true name, and we know them by their fruits. Yahushua said this. These are not mean or wicked accusations that we're throwing on these people. You know what? Let me before I end this lesson, let me see if this is. Let's see what they say in this link real quick.
Thank you. Nice to see you all. He was brilliant, ambitious, controversial, and one of the most influential secretaries of state in American history.
I think we made further progress.
Henry Kissinger served Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, and was consulted by presidents of both parties on international issues throughout his life.
Henry Kissinger has been a friend of mine.
Nixon made him a national figure, and together they reimagined U.S. foreign policy, détente with the Soviet Union, relations with China, shuttle diplomacy in the Middle East. Kissinger helped shape Nixon's policy in Vietnam and negotiated an end to the war, famously declaring success prematurely just days before the 1972 election.
We believe that peace is at hand.
He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Nothing that has happened to me in public life has moved me more than this award.
Though his co-recipient, North Vietnam's Le Duc Tho, declined the honor. 4 years later, President Ford awarded him the Medal of Freedom. He was a master of pragmatic, big-picture diplomacy, but he had his critics, who described him as manipulative and insecure. Some called him a war criminal for his role in bombing Cambodia and widening the war in Vietnam. Born in Germany in 1923, Kissinger's Jewish family fled to America as Hitler rose to power. He became a U.S. citizen, served in World War II, and earned a Ph.D. at Harvard, where he became a professor. He caught the eye
So he was an Amalekite.
of Richard Nixon, who made him National Security Advisor, then Secretary of State, the only person ever to hold both jobs simultaneously.
There is no country in the world where it is conceivable that a man of my origins could be standing here next to the President of the United States.
And that's a lie, because they are the head. Aren't they the first of the nations? Yet they've played this deceptive role of, coming from, World War II and fleeing from Hitler, and they had no power, and they rise to power when they were already in control of that whole war. They were already in power before that war started, man. So this is all deception. This is part of their sword, this image that they display. He is, in essence, he is way ranked higher and much more powerful than the Edomite man that he's standing next to, because he's a member of the head tribe of Edom. They are the head tribe. They're the top tribe. So they got all the money. They get directly spoken to by the left-hand side spirits, by the Elohim themselves. This is why they have so much power. But this is the crouching. Though he come crouching and humble himself, that's what this is, man. He's acting like, I'm humble to be here. I can't believe I'm here. It's all a lie, man.
But their relationship was complicated, and White House tapes reveal that Kissinger sometimes enabled the worst in Nixon.
It was a very curious relationship because we were not personally very close.
The night before he resigned in disgrace, Nixon asked Kissinger to kneel and pray with him.
And of course, it was a crushing event. But I think of that evening as an experience with dignity, and it was very moving.
Kissinger was no faceless bureaucrat. He was a world-renowned celebrity.
I loved your foreign accent.
And he loved...
See, Hollywood has been a major arm of the CIA, of the American government, of all these elites since inception. So every movie star and actor and actress, and just like with all the rock stars or the hip-hop stars, they're all controlled and influenced by these guys. Because you can't get on that platform and be famous like that and go a different direction other than what these guys want to take the world in, man. So it's the same story. And this was going on way back then, man.
Of the spotlight. He was even something of a pop culture icon. After leaving government, he opened his own consulting firm, remaining active and sought after for decades. At 95, eulogizing John McCain's life, Kissinger sounded a wistful note about his own.
Like most people of my age, I feel a longing for what is lost and cannot be restored.
Henry Kissinger was a man of great accomplishment and controversy. But as he once told NBC's Barbara Walters, he had no regrets.
If I had to do it over again, I would do again substantially the same.
See, and there's no repentance for Esau. They won't repent. They can't repent. They won't repent. And they are a man of blood. He's a man of blood. This man shed blood, you guys, on the earth. This dude has more blood on his hands than you could get all the gangsters in Chicago and California for the last 70 years. And you could combine all of them and then multiply that number by 1,000 times. It still wouldn't come up. It still wouldn't come up to how many people this guy's killed.
Which may make me unreconstructed, and maybe one reason why I'm at peace with myself.
Lester Holt, NBC News, New York.
And they will never speak. They will never speak the truth about the media will never say the truth about these people. So with that, I want to end the lesson. I want to give glory and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone and the 130 elect. Shalom.